Oh, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got time today. Let's see if this crazy nutball gonna show up. And I'm not talking about the Canadian nutball. This is Slayback's nutball. Slayback, I blame you for this, sir. You encouraged this idiot. One thing I always say, if somebody tells me that God told them to do it, I run. And hell, I can't hardly run. It's like making a forest fire. These old hips start smoking when I run. What's up, Grizz, Info Warriors? Hey, Joy. I'm just watching and laughing at these idiots on the internet. No shame. That's what I call these people, no shame. And Rusty, you're right. I know what you're thinking if you're watching. God damn it, Will. Why you even gonna present this stupid idiot? Trolling for Jesus. Have y'all heard any of the... Have you heard any? Yeah, hammer, all right. It's like somebody's taking a fucking 16 penny nail and hammering it in your ears. This dude did not take the Instagram story to heart about moving and why the man moved. Whew. Oh, man. All I can do is think when Ryan was holding his phone up talking about a zoo in your hand. It's like, these motherfuckers are crazy, man. Anybody else want to go jump the gate at somebody's house that don't know you with a Bible in your hand?
Three types of people in this world. You got wolves, you got sheep, then you got the sheep dogs.
Sorry, I hate to tell you this, but there's 4 types of people in this world. And you forgot the fucking retarded. But here we go.
Where do you fall? In God's name I pray. Sheep dog. Hey, wolves are the predators. They gonna prey on weak, no backbone, so they look for an easy treat. Sheep are weak, sheep are meek, so the sheep gotta be led, still so sheep gotta be fed.
Bars,
yes,
goddammit, bars.
Not gonna ever stop until I see you sleep, dog. Stand tall till I got you all jumping out like leapfrog. Sheep dog, big dog.
Hey, did God not tell this motherfucker not to get all them stupid ass tattoos?
Only chance you get to hurt these sheep is if I'm asleep too long. Only thing I fear is God. Hard double pumps for these sheep till every last tear is gone.
He fears God and a shower.
Tear is gone. I knew you rappers was all capped from the start. Soon as I spit, you all need my doll. That's all I really see is you hanging from zippers, pointing fingers, saying he did it. Try your best, discredit. One standing tall, scribble message, hope the sheep misread it. Easy to see.
Diabolical, man, is saying you come from God, but you're wearing an AC/DC shirt. All right, we got you. We got you. I don't know which one's worse.
What's up, everybody? So, I got something that I want to read to you. I can't rap or sing that well yet, so I'm just gonna read off the lyrics. A lot of my songs were prayers, I guess, and I was in active addiction, and I'm still struggling with smoking, you know what I mean? The struggle's real, but excuse me. So it goes like,
bro, what the fuck is this? Confess to the internet day? I think it's easy for these dudes to confess to the internet. They just don't really watch what they put on here.
Guess. And you don't have to listen to it, but I know there's some of you that's going to need to hear this, you know what I mean? Because I know I'm not the only one that struggles, So, called If I Die Young.
Trolling for Jesus.
Getting down to it.
Oh, my God. That just tells you where Carl's at, don't it?
Lyrical spitter. Go-getter. God's will, I'm on a mission. I don't need your commission. In addition, I'm climbing out the pits. I'm trying to do better, Lord, but I keep slipping. Then fall on my face, short from grace.
I'm telling you, after I watched that video with Carl's wife badgering him like this, like she did, I was like, you fucking pussy. There's no goddamn way in hell I'm gonna sit there and let a woman tell me that what did she say about the transgender story time shit, that it was okay? Bro, fuck no. Fuck no.
Like a slap in my face, the door shuts on my face. I'm falling from grace. Tears run down my dirty face. On my knees, with my hands to the sky, praying, Lord, forgive me. I know I don't deserve it, but please forgive me. Let me give it another try.
This
I'm
motherfucker's
trying to do
crazy.
better, Lord.
Like, straight up.
Falling in and out of unconscious decisions. Then I slip and sin. Just like that, the devil's in me again. I'm a
Yeah,
wild man.
Chris.
All my life I fight. I fall down on the ground.
Hey, and let me tell you, when I seen her, I was like, holy shit. I ain't even gonna get into it. I ain't trying to hurt the lady's feelings, but motherfucker, stay out of that refrigerator. Jesus Christ. Poor old Carl. No wonder he has to fucking smoke generic cigarettes and drink fucking fake soda pops. Did y'all see that thing? Whew. Jesus Christ. Takes 2 house scales to weigh that motherfucker. Let's just put it that way.
Get up and give it another try. Hard-headed, my mama's only son left. Blessed to see 34. Never cared if I died young, but it hurt me bad when I carried my homie's casket. Then some years later, I had to watch him bury my baby girl. Then my grandma. I was her baby boy. I forever.
Who is
hold
that?
you
No
all dear in
drama. All bullshit aside, who is that? I'd never heard that. Arkim? Is that how you pronounce that?
my heart. I know you're watching down on me now. Please forgive me, Lord. I know I'm a dirty sinner, but it never
dirty,
bothered me
alright.
so bad until I seen the look on these babies' faces. I know they need me. I'm raising to my feet. I'm slipping and sliding. Can't seem to get a grip. Then I make more bad decisions. Now I'm laying on a dirty floor with a self-inflicted broken heart.
And this dude talking about he had thoughts of touching children. I was like, what the fuck? Let me see if I can find that again. Some people really don't need internet, I swear. And it's all tagging people that's got something going on in the community. It's like, motherfucker, just do your own thing, man. Why you gotta tag everybody? The fuck? This ain't hide and go seek. The fuck is wrong with people? I wonder if he took that one down. He'd have been smart too.
Broken heart. A broken man. I got something that I want to read to you.
I mean, it's all right to have dreams and shit, right? But I mean, god damn, it ain't up there else to make your shit come true. See if I can find that fucking crazy video again.
All right, Jesse, it's your turn. So, I warned you, if you did not turn back to God and you kept bothering me, that I was going to make an example out of you. So, here we go. All right, people.
Yeah,
Take a good look
straight
at this
shooter.
man
This
up here in the corner.
motherfucker's nuts.
This man here is the most common of the people that the Lord has sent me to call out. And Lord knows there's been a lot of them. Now, if you look at him, this man don't look like a normal Chester. Okay, he looks normal. So, if you thought of FG Outlaw, yeah, you think, yeah, he looks like a diaper snatcher for sure. But now this one right here is one I like to call pacifier time on the low. So, and these people, these selfish individuals, what they do, they focus on these children because they know that these children ain't gonna remember nothing till they're 3 years old. Then they can start remembering. So these sickos do this to these children until they're all the way up to 3 years old. Now, it doesn't matter if it's his kids, his grandkids, nieces, nephews, these people will stop at nothing. They think they don't know God lives. They think that everything they do in the dark is secret and nobody will know. How awesome is it that our Father sends me to look these people in their eyes and say these things? Huh? Now, Jesse, now you're going to be posted, not only on here, and you're getting posted on my YouTube account for this, to use you as an example.
He's
God will
making
not be
example
mocked,
out of people now.
nor will his prophet. And you talk about my family, nobody listens. My family or nobody has anything to do with what I'm doing. It's between me and God. And I take great responsibility, and I take this very seriously, what I say to you people on
Very
here.
fucking seriously.
And then as
God damn it. Very fucking seriously.
soon as, this certain individual that's going to have questions, and he's going to want to know, and he's going to have the resources to put me on a lie detector test and all this, and then you're going to wish you would have fell back, Jesse. You're going to wish you would have fell back and talked to the Lord, because I'm not as understanding as God is, and I will expose you to the world. And hey, what do you know about freedom of speech, buddy? I believe what the Lord tells me. Nobody can do nothing to me about that. They might say, oh, it's a civil issue. Talk to your lawyer, Jesse, because you ain't going to stop me from what I'm doing. The only thing you can do is turn back to the Lord and apologize for what you're doing to these children and what you've been doing in secret. God knows, and he sent me to tell you. Look in my eyes, Jesse. Does it look like I'm playing games here? I'm real serious about this, Jesse. And eventually, people is going to want to know. They're going to want to know more.
What are they going to want to know? That you're crazy as a shithouse fucking rat? I think he might have took the one down. Maybe not. Maybe this is it.
Judge me for it, as the whole world does, but it doesn't matter. The Lord told me to do this, so I'm going to do it. This is something in your eyes.
Do these fucking people really believe that God tells them to take a message to somebody else? Hammer God. He's going to stick him in the trunk of a car. Good. Somebody needs to kidnap that motherfucker, because that's all he is an overgrown kid any damn way. He must have took that motherfucker down.
Silver circle. Yeah, that's what he said to me. He said, he told you that, huh? Yeah, that's what God told me. That's what he said to you, huh? Yeah, that's what God told me. I think he would have wished it in your ear. You're at the wrong place. You should turn around and run, but you do you, buddy. I don't run from nobody. I'm here because God told me to come here, told me to do this. And you could be a believer. You know what I mean? The truth is, I'm not really here for you. I'm here for the sinners, non-believers. Now, let me tell you a little story real quick about what the Lord tells me. So, sometime back, I was going to the store for my mother, the grocery store, and excuse me,
Jesus Christ, mental illness
was
is real.
going in to a JC's, and I seen this old woman out there walking, and she had like one of them walkers, rolling walkers, you know, that you push, and it was loaded down each side with pops and stuff, and I knew she was probably going to this nursing home that was about a quarter mile down the road. Well, I didn't think much of it, you know what I mean? So I went on by, and God says, go on back and help her. And I said, okay. So I turned around, and I went back, and I stopped and got out of the car. I said, ma'am, I said, can I help you? She said, oh, honey, she said, if you want to. Then this old woman started to cry and said, honey, said, I was praying for the Lord to send me help. I said, well, ma'am, I said, it's funny that you said that because it was God that told me to come back here and help you. So me and this woman, I picked up all of her stuff and packed it over on both my arms, and walked this old woman back to her place, and we just laughed and praised God the
Appreciate
whole
it,
way.
Tex. Hey, it's like this, right? A lot of people want you to hate this side or hate that side. And it's, bro, the hate is what's got us to where we're at right now. And if you can't have a conversation with somebody and try to spark something in their brain, then what fucking good is this platform to start with? He took down a few. I'm sure he did, because I heard what the fuck he said, though. That shit about wanting to hurt a kid, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. And I never have understood people that try to tell you that God sent them. Like, I don't know about you or anybody else, but my God can talk to me just as quick as he can send somebody else to talk to me. The shit is retarded. And then putting the music in there with it, it just shows really what this dude wants. This dude thinks that he's going to be famous and his name's going to be spread all over the place. He can say whatever he wants to, but his intentions are very clear. Very clear. And and a lot of times when I talk, man, I try not to hurt nobody's feelings, right? But sometimes these motherfuckers just need their feelings hurt. That shit is crazy, man. And if you really was about God, you wouldn't be letting your son kill an innocent fucking black snake out there holding it. That's God's creature too. I get that, Dirty South. I get that. That's what I'm saying. Clearly, that's what I'm saying.
Ryan Upchurch, I need to speak to you. Now, I've wrote you letters. I've showed up at your gate.
You didn't draw him a fucking picture. If you'd have drawn a picture of his face, he'd have talked to you, bro. Just saying.
I've reached out to you many, many times on the internet.
What's up, Backwoods?
Are you too famous to talk to me, huh? I've been taking it easy on you because of who God tells me you are. We've been taking it easy on you, and your importance here. Now God sent me to straighten these rappers out and these people out that are misleading our children.
Yeah.
And you
Go
created a lot of them. Okay, like Adam Calhoun, these people that are just misleading our children. You say stuff like, "No, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm starting to get a little aggravated with this." You know what I mean? I guess you're just too famous to talk to people. You say you're I know you're a dad now, and you say you've been a dad on the internet for quite some time. But if you're a dad, why ain't you telling these people to shut their mouth and quit misleading our children? Huh? I guess it ain't too important to you, is it?
Shut your mouth and quit misleading these children, you fucking weirdo.
I know you got the sense to see and listen to these people, what they're saying. Most of them you created anyway. And then here...
Wait a minute now. God created everybody, didn't he? I think this dude's got his religion a little backwards.
Then you talk about being an outlaw and stuff. Then a real outlaw, wild man of God's will comes to you. Tries goes to your gate, everything. You know what I mean? You could say it's crazy. I'm a brave man. Okay? And this stuff ain't no joke. Outlaw, wild man of God's will comes to you. Tries goes to your gate, everything. You know what I mean? You could wild man of God's will comes to you. Tries goes to your gate, everything.
And the man packs up and moves. What the fuck's that tell you? Now, if God's sending you a message and you can hear him clearly you could hear that message. In other words, the man don't want nothing to do with you. If he did, trust me, he would contact you.
You know what I mean? You could say it's crazy. I'm a brave man. Okay? And
more
this
like a
stuff ain't
retarded
no
man.
The Lord sent me to you. He told me you are golden, and he told me you would help me. Okay? All you got to do is speak to me. You'll go to Kentucky, you'll talk to these Johnny Gobblers, these people like this, but here, then a real wild man comes to you, you won't speak to him. What's the deal, brother? What's the deal? Are you really a dad? Are you really going to stand up for what's right and not what's wrong? Are you just going to stay in your own little world?
Yeah, straight shooter.
Like I said, I don't mean to be disrespectful.
He don't realize how he's coming off.
But if you think I'm going to give up on what the Lord has told me, you got another thing coming. I will do this for the rest of my life.
Both, Dirty South, both.
To me, and I can talk some sense into you or something, or cause you to open your eyes up to see what's going on in this world. You know, you are in a position, you could speak against.
Daggy started this shit. He sure enough fucking did. Everybody else falling in line. They see Dagburn got a bunch of views off of it and a bunch of attention off of it, and bam, here comes these fucking nutcases.
These things and make this world better. Okay? Now, say my name.
Say my name, say my name.
Start saving this world and teaching these children better. You know? I mean, it's common sense.
So God doesn't have the power to put you on the platform he needs you to be at. It's got to be Ryan to do it. It sounds a little fucking retarded, don't you think they're HOG?
Man, listen to these people, what they're saying. I know you hear what these people are saying in their lyrics. It's trash. They're not making any sense. They're talking reckless about the Lord, okay, acting like they know God. Then they're talking about killing people. And like I said, you created a lot of these people, okay? Now here, you know, it's all about the money for them. They don't care about the people. You know what I mean? Then here's somebody that really does care and ain't here for the money.
That Popeye shirt fits him, don't it?
Over and over again, I will never take a dime from this. I am not here for money. I am here to help save this world. You know, and you can't recognize, you can't understand.
Yeah, Grizz, the profit thing throws me, right?
Evidently, you're not the outlaw that you're claiming to be, or that I thought you was or something. You know, like I said, I don't mean to get aggressive, but this is not a joke. Why do you think I would go so far? Why do you think I would come to your gate and stuff and it's not for money, man.
Boy, he's fucking.
God bless the rest of you guys, man. I need somebody, one of you, to get me some exposure so I can start setting this stuff right and make a change in this world. Because it's obvious these country rappers and these people ain't gonna do it because they only care about your money or they want to be the big man. Well, that's over with. Because I'm not gonna give up. Never. I picked up a pen and a guitar to teach these kids better. And I will get better. And I will do everything.
Hammer God, if you can chase Carl and Daggy off the internet, by God, I think we can get you an interview with church.
Set out to do. Because it is only for the sake of love and to teach these kids better. Because I got enough sense to look around this world and listen to what these people are saying and knowing that these children are listening to this. And then, look what's
Come on, straight shooter. You know God gave me a voice of an angel.
happening, guys. God bless you.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I just hit that blunt. God bless you.
Ryan up church.
Oh, shit. I can't hear that shit again. Sheepdog country rap. Lost in a maze. What can I say besides you're welcome? Oh, he gonna say, Brian.
And you can't fight your fears until you face them. Of the moment when God says it's time. When everything feels like it's over. Yeah, I'd bleed just to know that you're alright. And I don't want my sons to follow, 'cause I don't like the man I've become. When everything's surrounded by darkness, I just want you to know the right
That's what I'm
way.
saying, Chris.
Hey, man. If you know me personally, and you got something on here to say, you want to come on my page and start acting, talk reckless, I'm going to make a video about you. Be warned. And then my friends are going to help me repost it. Like I said, if you know me, especially if I've said something to you in the past concerning what God told me, you don't want me to put it on here. Please don't provoke
Yeah,
me.
don't provoke it. Y'all don't
And you ain't gonna do none
provoke
of that
this
stuff around the
fucking nut
kids
job.
like you've done before. I'm gonna have you sent back to prison where you belong. God bless.
What the fuck was that? Was that some kind of hidden message? I really think to qualify to get in it, you have to pass some kind of fucking psychological background test. Something, man. Something. Just like you got to have a license to drive a car, I think you ought to have a license to get on the internet. Well, we appreciate you dropping in, No Drama. Don't provoke him, he'll remix Wonderwall. Oh, shit. No, he did not, Snaggy. This is your fucking cousin, ain't it? Huh? This is the sober version of you? Is that what this is? Let's go see what his oldest fucking video is. 7 months ago. Eminem. Oh, shit. Let's see what he's talking to Eminem.
What's up, everybody? So, I got a lot of comments and stuff, and there's getting to be so many that I can't hardly respond to everybody. My page is going pretty crazy.
A lot of comments. He's got 0 fucking comments. 0. Let me remind y'all folks, he's got a lot of comments, but they're at 0. This is 7 months ago. He's got 21 views. He is fucking blowing up. His page is going fucking crazy.
But I want you guys to know that it's your God-given right to say whatever you want to me.
Don't do that, straight shooter.
And that's okay, because it doesn't change what I'm doing. I'm still doing this anyway. You know what I mean? But all the people that's putting negative, like real negative stuff on here, you see what I'm doing. You see that I'm speaking out against the things that are hurting our children and stuff.
Semi-Remy.
All the people that's writing and saying negative stuff to me, all you're doing is proving my point. You know, as to why I'm doing this. And so before in the past, I would have overreacted. You know what I mean? Got upset, but but I know that if I overreact on just one person or something, then I'm not going to be able to get to the whole mass of people that I'm on my way to get.
Hillbilly
to.
Shakespeare,
You know what I mean?
what's going on?
So that's my resilience and my perseverance, if you will. So I want you guys to know that I love you no matter what. I'm not going to stop. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no, why would you
Your
stop?
right to say and think what you want, as it is mine.
We don't want you to stop.
I'm going to keep going, and I'm really getting to
What's
you guys
up,
now.
Donna?
So, and somebody said something like, it seems like I'm singling out these certain rappers. Well, the truth is I am, because God summoned me to do this.
He summoned me too.
He told me to pick up a pen.
Tell you stop
and I'll let you know,
embarrassing yourself.
He told me to go speak out on these certain individuals, and these ones that I'm speaking out on that the Lord told me to, is these videos are really going crazy. You know what I mean? The ones that like almost 100,000 views. I got like almost 3,000 followers now. And when I put them videos on, I had like 200 followers.
You got
You know what I mean?
141
so I'm
subscribers,
gonna
sir.
keep doing
What
the
the
Lord's
fuck
telling
are
me to
you
do,
talking
and I'm
about?
gonna keep rising. And eventually, these people are gonna have to answer to me, because I'm really coming. I'm really getting bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? You know, when I put these videos on of me rapping and singing, you know what I mean? And you know, I know I'm not that good, but if I keep going, you know what I mean? My future is gonna be all right. Like, because I know where I'm headed. But I'm doing this so you people, everybody will be able to eventually see my growth. You know what I mean? And what I've persevered through.
Sorry, I'm going to tell you right now, nobody trusts anybody that wears a Cubs hat. Just saying.
Because most of these people that if they try this, the world is just so hateful. You know what I mean? As you can comments and see a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, and that really beats these kids down. You know what I mean? It breaks their heart and stuff.
I
And
have no idea, Josh.
Well,
I think they're just
once they see
subscribing
me
to the crazy.
persevere through this and then really achieve everything that I'm coming to do,
I don't
because
know,
I'm really
Jay.
coming to help just for the people. You know what I mean? Like, then the world's gonna look back on me, on all my videos and everything, and then really be able to be inspired. You know what I mean? They're gonna say, this man can do it. I surely could too. And the truth is you can, because I'm doing this for you children to see that you could do this too. And you see all these musicians and everybody in the world today, like these rappers.
This Carl's
like
cousin motivated.
Talking like a trash talking, bro. So if these dudes could get up there and do something like that, there ain't nothing stopping us from getting up there and telling the truth and really putting love back in this place. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can say what you want. And when you say negative stuff to me, that's my tackling fuel. You know what I mean? I'm just going to, I respond with something like, hey, look, man, I love you anyway. Follow me. You know, nothing's going to stop me. God has prepared me for this.
Look, if we follow you, does it end up taking like Thorazine or something at the end of the line?
And I'm very humble today, you know, and I'm getting right through. And obviously, I know what I got to speak on to be able to get through to the people, because it's working, it's happening. I come here saying I was going to do this, and I'm really doing it.
Man,
you know
doing
what I mean? Then I put
He's
videos
doing
on,
it.
I'm really getting through. You know what I mean? So there'll be more coming soon. But I'm gonna wait till that's, them slow down, these videos that are going real good right now. But then we'll put on something else.
What's up?
You know what I mean? For you guys, we'll get it going. And for real though. But I want to say thank you for everybody that's here with me. You know what I mean? Because there is a lot of negative, but there's a lot of you that stand by me on this. You know what I mean? And God told me you would. He told me it would be like this. He said it would be hard, but I had to push through it, and we're gonna get it going. You know what I mean? And like I said, and my songs and stuff, guys,
retro.
I love my lyrics, my songs, like my
we
singing
can tell
because they're personal to me. They're really from the heart. You know what I mean?
We can tell, bro.
And I
good
love them.
for you.
So it doesn't matter if anybody else likes them or not, because it really makes me happy to get up here and do this, and because I know once I get there, then I'm gonna inspire the world. I'm talking about a real voice in this world. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to get there just to be me, like Adam Calhoun. All these boys are just,
for sure.
They get in this spot and they think they're some kind of king. Matter of fact, they actually say, "Oh, they're kings and stuff," and all they're doing is just misleading our children. Like the world ain't bad enough. Everything going on. You know, and I'm eventually going to speak on everything. But
you know what's scary, man? Is people like this really fucking exist in the world. When you pull up to the red light and the motherfucker cut you off and shit, just remember, you may be talking to a motherfucker just like this right here. That's why, when I'm in traffic and shit, I just straight ahead. Old man taught me that a long time ago. Just straight ahead. Don't pay no attention to nothing except for what's going on as far as around you when you're driving and shit. My old lady, she'd be cussing motherfuckers out and shit. I'll be like, man, just chill out.
I'm working my way to it. You know what I mean? I've got to crawl before I can walk. I'm starting to walk. You know what I mean? And we'll get to it. Just wait. I'm going to get to that Eminem fella eventually. He's a real serious misleader. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to his lyrics. Shoo-wee. That dude has got some nasty...
Yeah, motivated for sure.
Like
that's how you go to fucking jail,
all
man.
That, you know what I mean? And but the direction I'm headed, you'll see. And again, thank you for those of you that's standing with me. It means everything to me.
Oh yeah, Donna, really every fucking where. Every, you know what I mean? Man.
Even those of you that are talking negative to me, please keep watching me, because we're going to turn you around too.
That's what my fear. You're going to try to turn us around. What are you going to do to us when you get us turned around, though? That's what. It's hard to take some of these motherfuckers serious, ain't it? It really is.
All right, guys, let's get right into it about what these punks are doing. So, you got Adam Calhoun and Ryan Upchurch. So something happened between them,
Robert.
And they get mad. So then Adam Calhoun goes and stands beside this Katie Noel hooch that made allegations against Upchurch for trying to rape her. So because that punk Adam Calhoun got mad, so he went and stood beside that, something that he knew was true, and he spoke against. Man, there's no honor in that. That's what a punk would do. You know what I mean? If I hurt you, then you hurt me, and I guess you're the same.
Hey, Does that look like he could be Kenny Leroy Biggs, or am I just missing it? Am I shooting
You understand what I'm
past it?
saying? It don't look like nobody really keeping it real. These punks, you know. Then you got these punks like FJ and all these guys that get together and these guys just talk. I mean, listen to what they're saying. Look up the people that I'm talking about, guys. Like, we're gonna raise awareness on these punks, man, and talk about everything they're doing. So okay, so back to Ryan Up Church. Now I respect Ryan Up Church, but then so Ryan Up Church is going on about Adam Calhoun and these boys about how nasty they talk and stuff to the fans, to the youth and stuff. Then he puts this punk Chris Hosier underneath his wing to get up there and diss and then talk even worse than what Adam Calhoun and these other boys are to the fans, to the youth. You know what I mean? So then I'm got me scratching my head, and this boy's talking all about honor and like talking about all these other rappers and shit. Like, it don't look like nobody is really got the sense to be a leader, to be a real leader. You know what I mean? Like when God is not with us, the people, then common sense begins to fail. Now, like I said, I'm not dogging on Ryan Up Church. There's a couple things I'm wanting to speak on though that just ain't really adding up. That ain't how real ones ride. You know what I mean? So, and Ryan Up Church, I told you, I will remain a thorn in your side until you speak to me and hear me out. And I mean, you guys are giving me the information. You know what I mean? Like what you guys are putting out and what you're saying. Then everybody's claiming that they're right, and it's looking to me like every one of you is wrong, because of the way you're all acting like little kids and stuff. You're grown men, boys. It's time to act like that. Understand and respect your position over these people, over these youth, our youth, God's children. You understand me? All of you need to open your eyes and wake up. None of you is being a very good representation of what a real man is supposed to be like. Because I cannot honor or respect nothing that you guys are doing. And you all want to get up there and act like you're the man. Yeah, you're successful, you're in a position, but man, money don't make you a good person. It's just giving you all the
that account was 3 days old.
Reason to be more of a shitball person.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
You know what I mean? And it just don't sit well with me. And I'm coming here as a father. You know what I mean? One that tries to listen to this stuff, but it's all going so bad. Like you guys are all like you're completely lost from what is right and what is wrong. You punks get mad at each other, then you go do something grimy, like that, and then you want to sit up there and think so then all the youth that see this, they're thinking this, they're respecting you, looking up to you as a role model. So they're thinking this is what real ones do. All people are doing is misleading the youth. That's all you're doing. You're not doing any good. None of you are helping anybody except for Ryan Up Church. None of you. You guys are punks, is what you rappers are. In any voice, you already know. You guys know what I'm standing for. You know why I'm here.
How does he know what anybody's fucking doing? That's why I'm wondering. How in the fuck does he know what anybody's doing?
I'll leave this
He's
short.
made this shit up in his head. Motherfuckers like this are crazy.
You guys think I'm gonna stop?
They really are. Motherfuckers like this are crazy. They've made this whole story up in their head like they know exactly what the fuck is going on. You can see the look in his eye. This motherfucker here is strange, man.
I will not stop until you people speak to me like a man.
His hairline's trying to
All right,
find
guys,
out.
let's get right into it about what these punks are doing. So, hey, what's up, everybody? So, God bless you.
Well, God bless you too.
But I'm not really here to talk to you on this one. I'm here to talk to these rappers. I know I'm more than getting through to you.
Yeah, he putting that fucking pressure on, ain't he?
I'm giving you rappers many chances I can give you. You better turn it around. Turn back to the Lord. So he can tell you that you're misleading his children, and you really just ain't helping the world. All the bad stuff going on and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's not helping.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Now, like some of you, like people get on here and laugh, well, they're not hearing you. Well, they're hearing me. They're definitely hearing me. I've done gotten to their brothers, their sisters.
Yeah, you got 18 fucking views. You're killing them, man.
I know that they're hearing me.
Yeah.
FG Outlaw made a mistake of letting me in on on a one of them live conversations or chat today, and I told that man exactly what I.
What did he just say?
That made the mistake of letting me in on a. They're hearing me. Brothers, their sisters, their everybody is responding to me. I know that they're hearing me. After the outlaw, that made the mistake of letting me in on a.
That's what I thought he said. Made a mistake of letting you in, but here you are begging people to let you in, though. That's right.
One of them live conversations or chat today, and I told that man exactly how I felt like and what God was sending me to do, and then I got off there and made this post about him, and he got on there and wrote something slick like, "Oh, you're just lying, blasphemous," or something like that, and he was pretty upset about the things I said to him. You know, tried to justify to me. Thought he was going to justify why he was putting out misleading lyrics and stuff. I told him just go ahead and just shut his mouth. I said I don't really care what you think.
It might be, Deerfield. It might be.
Talk. You know what I mean? Like this is a real funny joke to everybody until it's not. You know what I mean? I don't know if you notice I'm growing pretty quick on here.
You know you're fucking blowing up, man. Let's see how old this page is. He's fucking blowing up. December 29th, 2024. He's got 141 subscribers. Holy fuck, he's setting a YouTube world record.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So it's sending me to do, and you really need to be worried about rappers. Your diss track, God's had me write it over 3 years ago, and I've been just waiting patiently for this time, for this moment. And but I can't put it on here on TikTok because it's just not TikTok material. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm putting out a diss, I'm really putting out a diss, saying what it's telling me to say. So, like I said, it's funny until it's not. You know what I mean? Like you guys in the comments can say whatever you want, but I'm not really talking to you guys when I'm talking like this. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you guys when I'm singing love songs and teaching you guys better. You know what I mean? But somewhere by the end of this, maybe we could find a way to fix us. I really just teach everything that you guys just can't seem to do. You know what I mean? Like and there's gonna come a time, guys, when something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be worldwide. You guys wish you could turn back to the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, I am the one He sent to do this, and you know what I mean?
Oh
really
shit! I needed that. Thank you,
nobody
really.
says or thanks. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro,
I just cannot.
Can you imagine him and fucking Carl
how
in the same car? I don't know, for 2 hours.
I really am.
That's what I'm saying, Info Warriors.
You know what I mean? It's, well, after the outlaw, he pretty well knows it ain't no joke now. You know what I mean? Like, which I don't know how you guys thought this would have been a joke before, but, you know, which I realize you don't got to.
Oh, yeah, Inferno.
Claiming to be summoned by God to do this, you know what I mean? Then coming out of nowhere and so probably ought to look again, guys, before it's too late.
I done never got into motherfucking Deerfield.
Because once I get to a position where I'm worldwide, singing these love songs, guys, man.
Motherfuckers had 2 or 3 cat fights.
It ain't gonna be good for you guys.
Be praying and hugging one another and shit.
You guys are gonna speak about my father.
Oh shit.
You're gonna have to speak about him the right way. So that means FJ. Means you guys can't go on talking about killing people, like got them tied up in your basement, and then saying something like about the Lord. Like it don't work like that. You're not gonna disrespect God to me. Like I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm the one that's gonna stand up.
Scared this motherfucker, Robert.
That's been the problem.
Carl scared this
rappers,
dude.
YouTube rappers, they just got away for so long, saying whatever they want. You know what I mean? And and if nobody stands up against these jokers, they're just gonna keep misleading. I tell you, far be it from me to let.
Bro, why don't he go and to the rap industry, like the real rap industry, and start telling them motherfuckers what they can say and what they can't? Go protest them, bro. Yeah. Go protest them.
God's children just fade
the
away.
Baby and all them.
Nobody's brave
I'd like to see that.
For what's right.
That'd be cool. I think
wrong.
he kind of live close to him, don't he?
I'm here now. There's reasons God sent me to do this. I'm the real wild man. The one that's gonna come up here and say this stuff to you rappers and stuff and not really care what nobody thinks. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to.
The Suge Knight of the rap game, baby.
Somebody's got to. I'm tired of it, dude.
I bet I couldn't listen to that motherfucker no more.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, stop. Thank you. These dudes give me a fucking headache. They really do. Let's see here. Holy shit. Big ass fucking snake. I know y'all don't give a fuck, but this big ass fucking snake.
Very unfortunate that
Big
so
old
many
fucking
still
rattlesnake.
choose to kill snakes when they see them. This one appears to have been killed just for its rattle, which is severed from its tail.
That's a big old fucking rattlesnake. That bitch break your leg. Yeah, I don't fucking get that one. All these so-called prophets. You know, that's the one thing that the Bible warns about. That's a dangerous fucking topic to be talking about if you ain't really a prophet. If you got some kind of, and y'all know that, but I don't know, it just blows my mind. Me and people are so reckless like that. And then they wonder why people fuck with them. You know what I mean? It's like, dude. What the hell is that, motivated? Anywhere down south Deerfield, you get them big ass snakes like that. Oh shit. Hopefully we won't get shut down for this one.
The mysterious sinking of a rare super yacht owned by a billionaire tech mogul dubbed the British Bill Gates shocked the world.
This morning, desperate efforts to find 6 missing people after a luxury yacht sank 160 feet down to the sea floor.
How a boat like Bayesian could have gone down so quickly. It just doesn't happen. This doesn't happen.
Now, nearly a year later, the wreckage from the Bayesian finally lifted from the depths of the Mediterranean. The questions of what happened linger on.
This is literally, it's a crime scene. People died there.
The new UK marine accident report also revealing the final and frantic minutes on board the luxury yacht, like how one survivor used a smartphone light in the darkness and how some clung to cushions to stay afloat.
That whole incident caught the world's attention. It's got to be your worst nightmare as a crew and as a passenger.
The Bayesian, a 184-foot sailing yacht worth $40 million. The ship dubbed unsinkable by some. Setting sail off the coast of Sicily last August, before the unthinkable happened.
It's haunting. It's terrifying. Make no mistake about it. We want to know what happened.
The epic tragedy raising questions about how those once on top of the world could end up at the bottom of the sea in 16 minutes.
There is a sort of Titanic quality about it. The thrill of human achievement. And then
Carl's scared that one. He's using the same gimmick as Carl.
And the devastation when it goes wrong.
It's given birth to countless conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it has.
Many wondering if there's more to the story. But Mike Lynch's former lawyer believes it was more likely the result of a freak accident.
I've heard many that Mike was close to the intelligence communities in England and the United States, and he was warehousing secret information. Crazy stuff. I don't know how you make a tornado at sea because you want to get Mike Lynch.
What we're seeing now is a melding of technology and the creative industries.
Mike Lynch made a fortune in the tech industry.
Mike, by intelligent people, was the grandfather of AI and completely changed the world with his brilliance.
He named this boat after this mathematical approach to the world, this idea of Bayesian probability.
For the last few years, he'd faced the real possibility of dying in prison, accused of inflating the cost of his company by billions. But his against-all-odds legal victory came just weeks before a fateful voyage that changed everything.
This was a trip to celebrate this second life, as he had called it.
I think he needed a holiday. They were going on the boat.
It was a beautiful sunny day when Lynch and his wife Angela, along with their 18-year-old daughter Hannah, 9 guests, and a crew of 10, boarded the Bayesian. The trip, a celebration for Hannah, too. The young poet and literature lover was due to attend Oxford in the fall.
She was happy to be the best at something, but wanting other people to be the best in their own way and like bringing them up. She knew how to unabashedly have fun, too, for sure.
Also on the Bayesian, a group of business moguls, high-powered attorneys and their families, including a 1-year-old baby. Chris Morvillo, Lynch's friend and a member of his legal team, had nudged his wife Netta, a jewelry designer, to go on the trip. Greg Morvillo is one of Chris Morvillo's brothers. Impact by Nightline spoke with him last year.
Chris and Netta met in law school. When we would get together, they would be sitting together. His arm would be around her. They would be holding hands.
Pictures online displaying the interior of the British-flagged vessel, the 6 luxurious suites, the crew waiting on every need. Its single aluminum mast was one of the tallest in the world, standing around 240 feet, like 25 stories in the air. The Bayesian arrived in the small fishing village of Porticello on August 18th. It was a Sunday, and a storm was brewing. Those on board that dazzling vessel were going to sleep for the night. The storm barreling through in the early morning of August 19th. A nearby restaurant captured the scene. Intense winds whipping through, creating chaos. Tracking data shows at 3:50 in the morning, the superyacht was struggling, the wind sending the ship zigzagging out of control. Now, a new report sheds light on those final moments. The UK's Marine Accident Investigation Branch releasing an interim report in May, separate from the ongoing Italian criminal investigation.
It actually sounds like it was quite terrifying.
Nick Sloan is an engineer and salvage master who helped lift the Italian cruise ship Costa Concordia, which sunk in 2012, killing 32 people.
The interim report reflects what they've investigated so far. They've got statements from the crew, from the captain, the chief engineer, chief officer, the stewards, and the survivors.
At 3:55 a.m., a deckhand closed hatches and windows to protect from the rain. Around 4 a.m., with the Bayesian dragging its anchor, a deckhand woke the skipper, also known as the captain.
The captain's up in the wheelhouse in the flying bridge. The chief engineer's got the generators going, the hydraulics for the steering motors and the controllable pitch propellers. The crew have been summoned.
By 4:06, the wind suddenly picked up to more than 80 miles an hour. The boat violently heeled over 90 degrees in less than 15 seconds. The superyacht began to take on water.
Yeah, that's when things went really wrong.
Yeah,
very
but
quickly.
sailboats.
So some of the passengers climbed.
No, he's not muted. But sailboats are designed to shed water. So they're made to heel over. That's what they do. Something don't sound right there.
The drawers in the closets
that's maybe to
get up.
Companion
The chief officer was actually flashed down into the lower saloon and was in an air pocket.
The captain telling those present to abandon ship as the vessel was sinking. In the water, chaos. Among those who tumbled out alive, 9 crew members and 6 passengers. According to the report, survivors made sure the baby had a cushion as a flotation device, while some were treading water and others held on to some cushions.
Imagine being able to build.
Yeah, that just don't Sailboats just don't sink. They got all that lead in the bottom of them for ballast. And when they heel over, they right themselves. Something's up with that.
One guest was using the torch from their phone to search the water for other survivors. Karsten Bonner was captaining a nearby sailing yacht, the Sir Robert Baden-Powell.
We noticed weather coming, and when it appeared, we started our engine to keep the ship in position, and we had the other yacht behind us. And a moment later, she was gone.
This image from CCTV showing the mast's lights disappearing in the storm. Within 16 minutes of being struck by what investigators believe were sudden hurricane-force winds, the Bayesian was gone. 7 lives lost, including Mike and Hannah Lynch, as well as Chris and Netta Morvillo.
I held it together on the phone and then got off the phone, probably burst into tears.
The report also raising questions about how much wind the superyacht could sustain, noting these vulnerabilities were also unknown to either the owner or the crew of Bayesian. Investigators...
Let me say this, with small boats like mine, when you're anchored up and the wind pushes on it, it's designed to swing around into the wind, right? To keep the bow into the wind. It would have had to hit it totally broadside, like tornado force, to sink that fucker.
Hope the wreckage, raised 165 feet from the seabed, will offer more clues as to what unfolded.
I'll go through it very, very carefully from the bow all the way to the stern and actually tick off all these boxes of what could have caused it.
The recovery of the Bayesian challenging and at times dangerous. On May 9th, a 39-year-old Dutch specialist diver died while cutting part of the boom, fused to the mast. Today, the once gleaming superyacht, now covered in muck and algae, resting in a Sicilian port, its famed mast still underwater. Greg Morvillo telling ABC that his family hopes for no more losses associated with the vessel and that they anxiously await the ultimate conclusion of the investigation.
I think about the last few moments for them on the ship all the time. It's haunting. It's terrifying.
For more on the story, including exclusive interviews, watch...
That's crazy as shit. You gotta be careful on the ocean. The ocean don't play, for sure. These fucking stupid ass commercials play fast.
On June 21st, 1961, the Coast Guard cutter Woodrush sighted something strange on Lake Superior. An ominous plume of black smoke lumbering toward the sky over Standard Rock. As they drew closer, the stone lighthouse came into view, shrouded in an eerie silence. The tower looked more like a chimney, belching out a steady stream of smoke from where its light once shined. On the ledge outside the tower, 3 exhausted men clung to life. The 4th keeper was nowhere to be found. These men were the last to ever live and work at Standard Rock Lighthouse, a desolate tower nicknamed the loneliest place on Earth. Ojibwe people called it Gitchigumi, which roughly translates to the Great Sea. French explorers called it Le Lac Supérieur, the Upper Lake. That name seemed to stick. Lake Superior, the largest, northernmost, and westernmost of the Great Lakes, is the largest freshwater lake in the world by surface area, and the third largest by volume. It holds 13% of the world's fresh water. While for centuries indigenous tribes used the lake for fishing, travel, and trade, Western settlers were slow to expand their shipping to Lake Superior. The opening of the Sioux Locks in May 1855 greatly expanded access and shipping traffic on the lake. By the mid-1800s, schooners and steamboats became a common sight as the region's natural resources became more valuable. Each of the Great Lakes present their own challenges to navigators, and Lake Superior quickly proved unpredictable and deadly. In 1835, Captain Charles C. Stannard of the vessel John Jacob Astor discovered a vast underwater mountain 25 miles west of the Keweenaw Peninsula. The rocky ledge extends a quarter of a mile and sits between 4 and 16 feet below the surface, presenting a serious danger to shipping. As traffic increased, it was clear that a marker was needed to warn navigators of the hidden rocks, which lay just south of the busy Sioux to Duluth shipping lanes. But no one knew if it would even be possible to establish a sufficient beacon in such a challenging environment. The nearest land sits 25 miles away, far out of visual range. None of the rocks sit above the lake surface, meaning that any structure would have to be built in the turbulent waters of Lake Superior. In 1868, the Lighthouse Service devised a test to determine whether it would be possible to build a structure in such a challenging location. They determined the shallowest rock surface and constructed a 12-foot diameter stone crib, on top of which sat a 20-foot high, 6-foot diameter iron beacon. Then, they waited to see what the elements would do to the temporary structure.
Hey, Copper Top, I think people would be amazed to just how far back the United States goes when it comes to copper being mined from here. That's a fact. Way before Christopher Columbus ever got here.
Their relief, through months of gale-force winds, rain, snow, and ice, the tower held.
Hey, and that's why I do a lot of, I watch a lot of stuff like that. Just because, just old land markers and stuff that they found that's here that they can't tell you if they're, how old they are. Some of them can't. Not an accurate date, but they're way before fucking Columbus got here. This place has already been built up and destroyed, man.
Construction wrapped on a similar lighthouse on Spectacle Reef.
Hey, just like I've always said, I think the pyramids were built by giants way before any of our type of people were here. And what I mean by our type of people, I mean our size and shit, you know. The Book of Babylon is, when they talk, the Tower of Babylon is true. Where they talking about God split everybody up and all.
11 miles east of the Straits of Mackinac on northern Lake Huron. Designed by Colonel Orlando Metcalf Poe and Major Godfrey Weitzel, the Spectacle Reef Lighthouse was the most expensive lighthouse ever built in the Great Lakes. The incredible engineering achievement was considered a great success.
Not to get off topic of what we're watching here, but with all the stuff that's here and has been found, you got dinosaurs and stuff like that are huge. You can't tell me that people couldn't be huge too. People want to think that back in the cave days, they just grabbed their old lady and drug her in the head by the hair of the head in the cave, and that ain't the case. That's the survivors or something real catastrophic that there ain't records of, other than in the land. You see the fucking layer of dirt. You know what I mean? You can look down in the layers and see the different changes, the different events that happen.
And created a blueprint for similar stone towers, just the one being considered on Lake Superior. It wouldn't be easy, but a lighthouse could be built on Standard Rock.
Fucking 3-inch molar teeth. Now, how big would you have to be to have, or however big they were? A couple inches. I want to say that they said 3. But that's fucking huge.
This river wasn't.
More than 150 lighthouses were built on the Great Lakes between 1870 and 1890. The region's natural resources were vital to the nation's rapid industrialization. As commercial shipping boomed, taming the treacherous inland seas was critical to safely and reliably transporting iron ore, coal, limestone, and other materials throughout North America. In the days before radar and GPS mapping, lighthouses played a key role in navigation. In 1877, Congress appropriated $50,000 to begin construction on a new lighthouse at Standard Rock. Crew and equipment used to build the Spectacle Reef Lighthouse were shifted to Lake Superior in 1878. A camp was established near Skaney, Michigan, 51 miles southwest of the Rock. Called Standardsville, the camp included barracks, offices, workshops, docks, and storage. Crews started by building a massive concrete base or crib which could support the tower. The base would be built on a carefully selected rock that sat approximately 12 feet below the lake's surface. To build the base, a wrought iron casing was placed around the sides of what would soon be the foundation, 62.5 feet in diameter, fitted close to the rocks. The structure was lined with canvas pipe filled with oakum, made from tarred fibers, which were placed under its bottom edge to make it watertight. Water was then pumped out and the rocks were cleaned before the container was filled with concrete to form a 35-foot-high foundation. As the crib came together, the tower's sandstone blocks were quarried at Kelly's Island on Lake Erie and transported to Standardsville by barge. Each block weighed between 12 and 30 tons. The tower was then built on shore to ensure that every stone block fit together perfectly. Once the foundation was complete, the tower was disassembled and hauled.
They used to have brick mines that had tracks and little buildings like that made right next to the railroad tracks. That shit's crazy. When we seen it, I mean, I can't never find no information about it. I've tried to look, but that's the closest thing I've seen to it.
Once the foundation was complete, the tower was disassembled and hauled over to the reef, where it was carefully put back together again over the course of 2 months. Huge iron drift pins were used to secure each block to the one below, further strengthening the intricately designed tower. The structure took over 5 years to build and cost more than $300,000. Bad weather and ice flows made the project incredibly difficult. Crews could only work from May to October, and they spent each spring repairing damage from the previous winter. Even during the summer, weather halted work over and over again. The 1878-79 season was particularly brutal, with crews only able to work 61% of the time. Still, the tower came together as planned and only went $5,000 over budget. 126 tons of iron, 76 tons of brick, 1,270 tons of tower stone, and 7,276 tons of concrete were used to complete the base and the tower. It's still considered one of the top engineering feats ever completed in the United States. The tower at Standard Rock stands 78 feet tall on top of a 35-foot base. Its walls start at 7.5 feet thick.
Just amazing how they
base.
built that old shit back then, but nowadays they won't let you use the same type of material.
And taper to 22 inches at the lens room. The focal height is 102 feet or 31 meters. The tower consists of 7 levels, with 2 sublevels in the basement. The first holds the galley, followed by sleeping quarters, a library reading room, a watch room, and finally a lens room.
Fuck
In addition to
living in
the
a lighthouse, always having to walk upstairs. Fuck that.
tower, a structure was built to house the fog signal, engines, and boilers. The crib also held 2 10-inch steam whistles and a boat crane. The Standard Rock Lighthouse was first illuminated on July 4, 1882.
July 4th.
Its light sat inside a second-order beehive Fresnel lens with 12 bullseye prisms that sent a beam pattern 25 miles out. It was one of the most remote stations in the entire United States Lighthouse Service. Life in the tower was a nightmare. The first keeper stationed at Standard Rock was John Pask, who transferred from Sturgeon Point Light on Lake Huron. Why he traded one of the Great Lakes' most pleasant stations for one of its most brutal is anyone's guess. He lasted at the lone station only a year before he was transferred to the idyllic Michigan Island Lighthouse on the Apostle Islands. To entice keepers to Standard Rock, the lighthouse service usually allowed them their pick of assignments once they finished working at the desolate outpost. Not only was the crushing isolation difficult, the weather conditions at Standard Rock could rattle even the toughest man's nerves. Massive 30-foot waves frequently smashed over the tower, and gale-force winds were a constant threat. A single gust could easily sweep a man off his feet and into Lake Superior. Once in the water, there was almost no hope of rescue. If anything went wrong, whether it be illness, an accident, or some other emergency, keepers had to wait days or even weeks before they could flag down a passing ship and get assistance. At most lighthouses in the United States, keepers and their assistants were able to live with their families. But Standard Rock was considered too unsafe for women and children, and it was designated a stag station where only men could serve. Keepers deemed the lighthouse the loneliest place on Earth. Obviously, turnover was extremely high. The lighthouse operated from spring to early December. Keepers would return to the light when the ice thawed enough to allow shipping to resume, typically between March and May. Landing at the lighthouse is difficult even in idyllic conditions, but at the start of the season, keepers had to contend with thick layers of ice, sometimes up to 2 feet deep or more. They had to use sledgehammers and pickaxes just to clear the door of the tower. The backbreaking and dangerous work often took hours, sometimes even days. One storm in 1913 left the tower encased in 12 feet of ice. It took 12 men with pickaxes and steam pipes a full week to clear away the ice and rescue the men trapped inside.
That would fucking suck.
Standard Rock was manned by 1 keeper and 3 assistants. The longest serving head keeper was Lewis Wilkes from Marquette. He manned the station from 1936 to 1956. He also holds the record for the longest continuous stay at the lighthouse, 99 days. His assistant, Elmer Sarmanen, remained at the lighthouse from 1934 to 1954. Typically, men were rotated, 3 weeks at the lighthouse and 1 week off. From the comfort of your home, you might think it dramatic to call the lonely outpost a hellish place to live. But it's unlikely that you've ever experienced anything like what a keeper at Standard Rock lived with, completely cut off from the outside world. The crushing isolation, the wind and waves and nothingness, the smashing roar of passing storms, the droning foghorn, days of nothing but back-breaking labor, bland canned meat, endless games of solitaire. Life on Standard Rock was beyond what most of us could ever imagine. Still, they persevered,
Sound like a fucking prison
keeping the
sentence to
light
me.
shining through the worst that Lake Superior had to offer. For 60 years, the quarters in the tower's powerful beacon were lit with various flammable illuminants. The lighthouse was not electrified until 1944, when generators and an array of batteries were installed, along with a 500-watt light bulb that replaced the old oil vapor lamp. A small motor was installed to rotate the light. Even with the modern equipment, men were still needed to maintain the light. While keeping the beacon lit was significantly easier, life on Standard Rock was still a constant challenge.
At Terramana, we put mana into every step of our small batch process. We use 100% Blue Weber agave harvested.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a fucking prison sentence. I mean, I bet it wouldn't. Today, it's all computerized, I'm sure, but it wouldn't be bad today with the internet service and shit. But still, though. 12, 13 feet of fucking snow being frozen. Fuck that.
By the summer of 1961, the days of the lighthouse keeper were numbered. Lighthouses all over the world were being automated, and this was Standard Rock's last season of manned operation. Already, a 23-year-old electrician's mate, Oscar Daniels, was posted at the lighthouse station, living and working alongside the keepers. His job was to repair a generator and prepare the light for automation the following season. On the morning of June 18, 1961, Standard Rock's last head lightkeeper, 34-year-old bosun mate Walter M. Patterson, was on leave. Manning the lighthouse was 35-year-old engineman First Class William Maxwell, 22-year-old seaman Walter Scobie, and 18-year-old seaman Richard Horn. By now, life on Standard Rock was considerably more comfortable. The men had electric lights, a refrigerator, radio, and even a small TV. Still, it was a lonely and dangerous job. It was a quiet morning. The weather was calm, and the lake was smooth. Walter Scobie was just waking up when suddenly a massive explosion threw him from his bunk on the fourth deck, followed by a rush of heat and flames. As the room filled with billowing smoke, Walter raced down 2 decks to check on his fellow keepers. He found Oscar Daniels dazed on the floor, his legs shattered by a wooden door that exploded in the blast. Walter did his best to attend to Oscar's injuries, but it was clear that they needed to get out of the burning tower as quickly as possible. Fortunately, the thick windows, built to withstand gale force winds and punishing waves, had blown out, giving the men an avenue of escape. They managed to climb out the window and scale a pipe down to the lighthouse's base. The tower looked more like the chimney of a huge factory, belching out a steady stream of thick black smoke. Suddenly, Walter realized that there were 2 men missing. He asked Oscar if he knew where they were. Still dazed, he told him that Richard Horn had gone to the boat. The lighthouse had a small wooden boat, but the blast sent it flying into the lake. Now, its shattered remains were floating away. After the blast, Richard Horn, still dizzy from the explosion, dove into the 40-degree lake to try and retrieve the boat. In his mind, it was their only means of escape, but as the injured man swam away from the lighthouse, the boat only drifted further and further from his reach. Walter saw the man swimming away and called after him. "You'll never catch it," he screamed. Richard was exhausted. He nearly went under when he heard Walter calling to him and came to his senses. Walter threw him a life ring, but it missed. He tried again, this time hitting Richard's hand. He was able to grab a hold, and Walter pulled him to the ladder and helped lift him out of Lake Superior. The 3 men were safe, but one was still missing, 35-year-old William Maxwell. The tower's entry engulfed in flames, making it impossible to go inside and search. Even if they could, they knew that the blast came from the tower's base, where William was working. It was unlikely that he could have survived. Now, all the 3 men could do was wait. For most of Standard Rock's history, the men who worked there were completely cut off from the outside world. Their only means of communication would be visual signals from passing ships. But by 1961, radio equipment was finally installed, and the lighthouse made 2 calls a day to Station Marquette to check in and provide updates. The explosion completely destroyed the radio equipment. With no way to call for help, all the men could do was wait. The fire from the explosion burned for 3 hours before the flames eventually died down, but the tower smoldered for days, sending an ominous plume of smoke into the sky. Walter, Richard, and Oscar had no idea how long it would be before they were rescued. They found a tarp and fashioned a makeshift shelter on the south side of the lighthouse. Then they searched the wreckage for food, but all they could find was 2 bottles of ketchup and a single can of beans. They spent their days trying to stay warm while watching the horizon for any passing ship. At night, Walter would climb the tower and send out SOS signals through the lens using a flashlight. This routine lasted for 3 days. Finally, the Coast Guard buoy tender Woodrush appeared on the horizon and sent out a boat to rescue Walter, Richard, and Oscar. They were saved. William Maxwell was not so lucky. The 35-year-old father of 2 was working in the base of the tower when the explosion occurred. He was likely killed instantly. What set off the blast remains a mystery. The Coast Guard repaired the damaged lighthouse and finished preparing it for automation. The massive Fresnel lens was removed and replaced with a modern plastic optic. Standard Rock would never be manned again. The Fresnel lens was taken to the Coast Guard station at the Sioux before vanishing. Its whereabouts remained unknown for over 30 years, before it was finally discovered in the basement of the Coast Guard Academy in New London, Connecticut.
The whole time they
How
probably
it got
thought
there
somebody stole
is
it.
a mystery.
Confidence.
We out, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Monday. Peace.